How'd y'all learn first? Well, I guess you learned about Islam first.
Nah.
Showing him. How'd you learn about Islam?
See, I learned Islam actually through my brother. Mashallah, may Allah bestow his wish among as in the grave. Like, it was just basics. Like, I went to church several times because I was a Christian. It's like, as I entered the church, I never felt sincereness here in my heart. So, like, one day I actually went over my father's house. I seen my brother offering salat. It was one of the beautiful things I ever seen. So, first thought I heard was sort of at the class. And it kind of brought a lot of interest in my heart. Like, hold on, like, I could connect to this right here. When I go here, I can't understand it there. And so as my brother he started actually educating me about Islam, giving me books, the fundamentals of Islam, the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I just started getting into it deeper and indulged in it. But as a young child, you know, I was a troubled teen, so I had been placed away. But my brother never stopped giving me these books to read. So as I was reading them in placement, I just started getting into it. So when I came home finally for good, I went to the Masjid Al-Ta'id, went to a second in Toronto, and I actually testified, actually accept my shahada for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
22nd Toronto. How old are you now?
I'm 24.
How long did you learn about Islam?
For like 14 years.
Oh, since you was 10. I mean, 10 years ago. Since you was
10
14 years old?
Since I was like 14 when I accepted Islam, so yeah, like 10 years ago.
So you've been studying a while.
Nah. That's how no matter how much you know.
How old are you?
15.
15? Yeah. I got two sons that are a little older than you. And you just checking it out, huh? Yeah, that's all going on. And there's your teacher right here.
Like my big brother.
That's a blessed guidance, bro, because young brothers ain't got nobody telling them nothing about God, man.
Right.
But I went through the same thing. Matter of fact, not far where y'all live. My people got a church down there what was that, 17th and, right off 17th and Gerard.
Oh, I knew so.
Get off Gerard, make the right, go down there. Little house trunk.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I came up out of that church years ago. My grandfather had it, and he left it to my uncle. They still down there, you know. So, it was the same thing. But I was born and raised in the church. Now, well, actually, and I went to Catholic school for 12 years, so I learned all about the Catholic.
Right.
And I learned I'm a Baptist from the family, from my grandfather. Sort of like you, Sway.
It's like
I took that beating
and ran with it
in the street and in life, and I've been in some things and got out, and I traveled around the country, and I ended up coming back here, and I started learning about Islam.
Right. See, but it's like a lot of people like they like, well, what is it that about Islam that you can't get from Christianity? But like, I always remember something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Tabligh. He says that he set a seal over people's eyes and over their eyes and ears, so they cannot see the guidance, nor can they hear the calling to Islam. So like, I kept it as that, because I look at it as what I know, what I feel, you might not see at the time or understand. But you know, to each be his own. It's like, by my grandma being an evangelist, I seen how much, like, everybody was so serious when they were in there, but I just never understood, like, why can't I feel the same feeling that they felt?
Yeah.
So it never really, Christianity never really, never touched me. So.
Yeah, I sort of went through that same thing. I remember trying, I wanted to get that feeling, but I ain't feeling it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
But then I worked toward what way we want to get in there. I was hanging around these brothers. Matter of fact, the same area, Logan, they had a store. In Marvin, next to the power.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Right there at the corner. Right here.
Right on the
right
corner,
here.
next to the power. And I used to play chess with them in the store. And, I just was around them a lot because I was playing chess. And they were just so family oriented, Assalamu alaikum, how you doing? It was just love all the time. Your family, your sisters, the aunts, cousins, coming in and out of there all day. And I was like, man, y'all ain't never arguing and fighting and, drinking and acting.
See how they always
I was like, this is, what y'all do? What y'all do? They make y'all like this, you know what I mean? Because where I come from, if we hang around each other long enough, it's gonna be some drama.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be some drinking and acting a fool and smoking and cussing. And
right.
Ain't gonna be no salam alaikum, how you doing? You know, every day. I mean, it's day in, day out. You know,
right.
'Cause I was in there for hours at a time playing chess. Me and 3 other guys. And I was saying, what is it these cats doing that make them like that? And then I asked them to go to the mosque with them one day. They was going to some question and answer program.
Right.
And I went with them. And I don't remember everything the brother said, but one of the main things he said was the Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was that he lived his life by his common sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I was comparing that to Christianity, where they was telling me I had to follow Jesus, who walked on water, he turned water into wine, he touched the dead and it just jumped back up out of the grave and all that stuff. He floated up into the sky. And I was like, I know I can't do none of that stuff. So how I'm going to follow that? I know that ain't going to happen. I can't follow that.
And that's pretty much what the argument of today's with Christianity and Islam is about the about the Prophet Isa alayhi salam, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, on, you know what I'm saying, how he the son of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly says, I have no son, I have no offspring. So like for a person to really sit there and go back and forth with it, it's like a you talking to the wall. It's not going to sink into their heads because this is what their family teach them through generations. But clearly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says inside several ayats in the Quran that he said, I tried each of my prophets, I gave them all signs. Okay, now the Prophet Isa alayhi salam, one of his signs was bringing the dead back to life, striking the birds as they come, you know what I'm saying? But these is all clear signs. Like for instance, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the splitting of the sun. Splitting of the moon, You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything is signs to each prophet. The Prophet Noah alayhi salam was the ark to protect the people. The Prophet Lut alayhi salam was the guide the people from Sodom. You know what I'm saying? It's so many signs clearly that's out here, but it's like, what could you tell a blind, what could you tell a deaf man? Like, he cannot hear it. You can't tell him.
You was talking about.
That seal over their ears and their eyes. So that's why he said their heart is like a stone. The more you chisel as it chisel out, it shall break. It's like throwing a rock at a glass house. It will not sink through. You will not benefit from it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly the debate. So, but that's what made me say, you know what? I figure I ain't working with nothing else but common sense. Right. So when I heard the brother say that, I said, this is something that I'm going to look more into because I can follow common sense. I can't follow no walking on the water and all that stuff. I just don't believe that can happen. They kept telling me it did happen, but
I tried walking.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I can do all those things.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. See, and like that sounds crazy. Like, and alhamdulillah, if that brother did walk on water, mashallah, but it was only by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show people his signs. But nowadays, like Allah clearly states, worship none but me, put none in partnership with me.
Right.
And like a lot of people say, well, there's this Jesus, the Messiah, is the Son of God, and God sent him here for us, because they get the understanding kind of mixed up. How is the word be, and he was, but it did not come. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent that word through the Prophet Jibreel alayhi salam, through the angel Jibreel to Maryam. So therefore, in other terms, he's saying like Mary is the baby mother of God. Mm-hmm. In our reality, God said no. He said there's none like me. He said no matter what you imagine me of, I'm far from that.
Yeah, you can't. That don't even make sense.
That's why they never really.
That's like mating with a human being can't mate with a gorilla.
Nah.
Ain't nothing going to happen. Nothing can be produced. So God is like way above that.
Exactly.
You can't mate with God. You know what I mean? Expect to have a baby. You know what I mean? You have to have a man to have a baby, or by God's command. Some gene or sperm in your body may produce and open at a certain time.
Exactly.
But you just can't mix it just like oil and water.
It don't mix. Like it's always gonna clot up.
It don't even.
And that's what it is now. I feel as though like see everybody. I notice like everybody want to be like known as a knowledgeable person. Then how they look down on other people for not attaining the appropriate knowledge that they have.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But it is also a hadith statement that you should want for your brother what you want for yourself. And like as I start hanging around Muslims as well as my brother, it was like the submissiveness that I seen. It struck attention to my eyes. Like, you know what? this is for me right here. This is what I want.